So Marina Franklin is a comedian, actor, writer, and host who travels the world performing stand-up. Now, you've also seen her in HBO's Crashing, the hit movie Trainwreck, which I loved, Women Who Kill, and more. And her writing credits include HBO's Divorce. Now, she is also a podcast host for the critically acclaimed Friends Like Us. Please welcome Marina Franklin.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
It's so good to see you, and I'm so glad that you could be on the Vegan Sexy Cool podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me. I feel all of those things.
Yes, right? It's something.
So cool.
I know. So wait, let's start out talking about your vegan journey, because I was so delighted when I bumped into you recently and you were like, you know what, I'm vegan. I don't know how we ended up talking about veganism, but how long have you been vegan?
Well, I started last year in February.
Mm-hmm.
I discussed it with my sister, Ashley. My sister, Ashley, she has lupus. And her eating habits were not very good. So what I had heard from a lot of my friends, comedian friends, like Gina Yashere, who also has lupus, was that starting a vegan lifestyle really helped her. And so I tried to do a challenge with my sister to get her to do it, because I figured if, it was fun, then she would more likely do it.
Yeah.
Because my sister just couldn't, not eat meat. And said, well, let's try to make it fun. Let's do like a thing. Let's do like a 3-week challenge where we each go on this journey where we're trying to figure out fun foods or good, tasty foods or meals or recipes, how to make vegan food good and tasty. She got into it. She was totally she would FaceTime me. We had a deeper relationship, actually. We were talking more often about it. She would tell me funny stories about going to parties and avoiding the buffalo wings at the football party and how everyone would make fun of her. And she was coming up with recipes and ideas and Instagram people that she was following, things that I hadn't even thought about. And so that really got me started. Years ago, I was a vegetarian, in college, way when there was nothing for vegans. When you would go to a party, it was really sad.
Yeah.
Just ate a lot of pasta.
Right.
My dad would have barbecues and he would just laugh at me and be like, look at baby over there. She hungry, So I did stop then, but I've done it before, but it just wasn't the right way.
Yeah.
So this way was fun because there's so many options out there, so many people you can follow. And I'm still doing it. My sister dropped out.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Did it improve her lupus?
I think it did.
Yeah.
But she's, for whatever reason, she's dropped out. I'm still doing it, though.
Yeah.
It's made me pay more attention to what I'm eating, and I prepare my own meals, which is really important. I live in New York City. It's this place where you order food in. Yeah,
right? That's what people do. So many people, a lot of people just do not cook. It's like, Sex and the City. Sarah Jessica Parker's character Carrie kept sweaters in her oven.
Oh God! I used to have books in my cabinet where it's supposed to be plates.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I had books, nothing but books. So I understand that. It's the city where it doesn't sleep and apparently it doesn't eat right.
Yeah.
You gotta, since I became vegan, I've started to prepare my own meals. And I just even because there needs to be more vegan restaurants in Harlem, by the way, that deliver.
Yes, because Seasoned Vegan, I love them. I love my people, but it doesn't work. It didn't work out for me when I lived in Harlem.
Yeah, it's the only one.
It's the only one. Well, there's some others that have items on the menu, but yeah, it's the only full vegan restaurant in Harlem, and that is a shame.
Yeah, so we need more options, but the good thing about that is I'm cooking more, and I'm making sure that everything that I make, I'm paying attention to the ingredients what's going into my food.
Don't you do that? Like, I've never read ingredients like I do now. I pay attention to everything I cook and everything I make, and I try to make sure that my ingredients serve a purpose as often as possible, that they're giving me some kind of benefit. So, and people think that cooking vegan is so hard. How do you find it? Like, what kind of things do you make?
Well, I don't really cook. I said all that, and I'm like, I don't really cook that much.
Come on, Marina.
Avocado toast, day 1. Avocado toast, day 2. Avocado toast, day 3. Well, you know, I usually make like on Sundays, I take off. I don't do anything. I don't do comedy. I try not to even see people, right?
Right.
So on Sundays, I make like a bean stew, like a black bean stew or soup.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just make that for the week, and I'll have that with like quinoa, or I'll have that with kale. So it's actually very easy to be vegan because nothing really, when you're cooking it, you don't have to worry about like meat spoils. So you got to worry about you do have to use your vegetables like immediately or cook them within time. But I'm also figuring out all of that, like avocados, for it. All the comments got annoyed with me last night because I brought up the whole, like, when you put the avocado in the refrigerator, you know, get the avocados nice and hard, and then when they start too soft, and then you put it in the refrigerator. You know? Right. You have to figure out. It's like in the beginning, I would get these avocados, they would get black on me, and then I'd be like, oh no, I don't have avocado toast today. But for me, it is like I eat a lot of kale. I eat a lot of soups, lentil soup. I do a lot. Also, what else do I do?
Where do you find your recipes? Do you kind of come up with things on your own, or are you online, going to websites, following certain people on social media?
Yeah, I've started to go online, and I've started to, like, I made my own almond milk this past week because of this New York Times article about the almonds and what they're doing and to the bees.
I know.
Did you know? Like, the bees it's such a sad story. They like go to war and then they don't come back.
I tell you, being vegan makes you so hyper aware of every living thing on this planet, right?
Yes. But like almonds are so everyone is drinking almond milk now.
Yeah.
So one of the things I've learned is the mass production of almond milk. It's just, you know, so there's problems.
And there's so many options. There's cashew milk. There's coconut milk. There's my favorite, which is oat milk. It's one of my favorite because the consistency is like skim milk or 2% milk, which is what I drank before I went vegan. So it reminds me of that, and that is like my go-to.
Oat milk.
Or soy milk for those who.
About oat milk lately. Because almond milk is destroying the planet. So now, even though I made my own almond milk, this guy told me last night, but still the almonds. And I was like, well, so you know what I say is like, you try, you learn. Yeah. And I'm still in really a little over a year in. So I'm still learning. I'm still like learning new recipes. I'm in that stage now where I'm in, and now I've got to commit to some more recipes. So I don't have enough recipes yet. Yeah. I have to get more. Like right now it's kale, spinach. I make a good spaghetti, zucchini spaghetti.
Do you like chili? I was just talking about a great chili recipe that I'm about to post on my website. It's so good. Do you do the substitute meats? Do you do Beyond and Impossible and things like that? Where do you stand on that?
I don't really. I did in the beginning because I was panicking. I was like, where am I going to get oh my God. I need something that tastes good. So like everyone was telling me about the Beyond Burger and the Beyond Meat and all of that. And the problem is it has a lot of sodium.
Yeah, it does because it's processed.
It's processed. It's still processed. So I have to make sure that when I make things like that, it's just once in a while. It's not like, it's like a quick fix to like maybe being at like a basketball game and everyone's eating and you have an option like that, so you feel like you're a part. But
Right.
I try not to cook with that too often. It's just,
Yeah.
it makes me bloated too. That's not a good look for the stage.
No, it is not. Well, speaking of the stage, how do you manage being vegan and being on the road as a stand-up comedian? Because you travel a lot.
Yes, that is a great question. You know, the thing is like a lot of comedians, someone told me recently they quit being vegan as a comic because they would go on the road and just get so disappointed by the food options they had because there was nothing. That's not, be prepared.
Yeah.
So you bring like your almonds or your walnuts, and you make sunflower seeds, or you bring choices that will help you in those situations so you don't panic and eat bad food.
Yeah.
Also, this is the best part of being a vegan on the road is you get to travel to places and find out. Like I used to sit in my hotel room and that's it, and then go to the show.
Right.
Now it's actually a thing where I'm like, okay, I got to find the vegan spot in this town. And that's actually, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You meet people on the road that way. You'll go like, so where's a vegan spot I can go to? And they'll tell you. And then you go to the vegan spot and you meet those people there.
Yeah.
And so you become more social on the road. And then you can tell people when other comics go there, there's a really great vegan spot. And then the thing is they roll their eyes and everything, but they'll go to those spots and they'll say, it was actually really good.
Right. And
Like,
then I would imagine you're getting some material from meeting people and really getting to know the area, which must be beneficial to your stand-up.
oh, yeah. I mean, I trash being a vegan on stage because it's fun. Okay. I'll admit to it.
Shame on you.
I do it in such a fun way, and
Yeah.
I do it still in a way that want to be vegan because I say I look good. People think I'm getting laid. I'm not. Kill. The kill got me looking good. So it encourages them because a lot of people were like, "Why does your skin look like that?" Or "What is this glow? You look like you have a spotlight following you around."
Yeah.
Right now I'm having a hot flash. That's another story. But you look like you got a spotlight and all this.
You do look good.
It's the veggies, man. It's like, it's amazing. Once you change your diet, how you will look. It's
And
real.
feel the energy.
Yes. And that's the other thing, like protein. People think you're not getting enough protein. It's like, you never thought about protein before. Why are you going to try to talk about protein now? All of a sudden, it's important to you.
Right.
I mean, there's some protein is in spinach, baby spinach, a lot of protein. There's protein in hummus.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of hummus.
Yeah.
Good type of protein from hummus.
Exactly.
So it's just about educating yourself, which I wish we did it more in school. Like,
I do too. I agree with that. I wish we did too. So how do you deal with, if at all, any, like, do friends and, people that you work with kind of give you a hard time about being vegan? Because I find that people are really, sometimes people can be really aggressive about it. Why are you giving up meat? That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even health people, like doctors even.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I go to a doctor. I have a nutritionist. I went to an herbalist last week too. And it was all of the above of like, you need to be happy. Why are you being vegan? I'm like, I don't know. Have you seen one of the 1,000 documentaries about meat in our country? I don't know. Maybe I could find another way to be happy.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why you're telling me this, and I know. And they're like, well, everything in moderation, Marina, everything in moderation. I go, of course, but I would prefer just not to eat meat.
Right.
And the longer I've done it and the more stories I hear about what they do to animals, it's like, it's about a couple things. It's not just about me. It's about the land. It's about these animals. It's about my body. Yeah. All these things count. Yeah. And I can still be happy, and it's my choice. So
yes.
People, it is interesting. They really lean in with you when you tell them this is a choice. You're not even telling them this is what you should do. They
Right.
ask you answer them, and then they start getting angry.
Aggressive. It's crazy. So I know recently on your podcast you talked about being diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to ask you that and ask you if where you are in that journey and how veganism is helping you with that journey. Have you changed the way that you're eating as a vegan to help you with that?
Yeah, well, like I said, I chose this lifestyle because I have 9 friends with breast cancer.
Mm.
Now 10, because someone called me last week. It's like an epidemic.
Yeah.
And I don't have a history of breast cancer in my family. I don't know why I have it. So when I look at these stories about meat and, the use of fertilization in meat products, especially in chicken, when I talk to women who come on my podcast who told me things like after they stopped eating chicken after a week, the growth in them decreased in size.
Wow.
And the doctors couldn't explain it. When I hear stories like that, I go, okay.
Yeah.
Let's take some things out and just, so that I can be a healthier person. Mm-hmm. And why not?
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say this. With the person we have in office, FDA regulations can't be going smoothly.
You can't trust none of that right now.
Go smoothly, okay? Yeah. It's not a great conversation. So I would say it's probably the worst time to eat meat. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
the ways that I'm reading books about how to not be afraid of cancer, and a lot of them say stay plant-based. Stay plant-based. It's improved. American diet versus another country's diet. They have statistics that have shown that when people have adopted American diet, more cases of breast cancer happen.
Yeah.
So I've just do my research. I've changed my diet. I choose to be vegan. It's interesting. I am finding out things like soy is actually, it's a big debate right now because they're saying that soy is actually necessary to help with women who have breast cancer. The problem is soy in America processed.
Yes.
So you can't get it from a restaurant. Don't go to a restaurant and get, like when I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm going to get some soy from the you gotta make sure it's organic still and from a good source. So but where I stand with all of these things is I feel better. Right? I'm at a stage now. I just finished treatment in October. I did catch it somewhat early. I only had to do radiation for 3 weeks. So I'm at a stage now where it's about prevention. And I get my mammogram next Tuesday, so we'll see. But in order for those results to come back the way I want, I have to make sure that I listen to everyone who's telling me how to create like an alkaline state in my body, which is reducing the amount of acid that I eat and making sure that I don't do too much. I don't do any sugar. I try to stay away from sugar. Now, I used to do Sundays was my cheat day because remember I'm not around people.
Right.
So
that's your day.
That's my day.
Right.
But I now decrease my cheat day to just one thing, dessert. So that's it. On dessert, not all day. I used to go hard on cheat day. It was like seasoned vegan and some cake.
Because they do have good desserts at Seasoned Vegan. That's for sure. And there's sugar in that.
So,
no, go ahead.
So that's pretty much it. It's just about educating yourself. And I'm still learning. So I don't know everything. I'm not an expert, but I am trying. Like I'll find out something. I'll be like, oh, I thought that was good for you. Oh, I didn't see that in the ingredients. So I just pay attention. I look at the labels.
Yeah. What's your, I know you were talking about different doctors. What's your oncologist say? Because I interviewed this woman about a year ago and her profile is on vegansexycool.com. Her name is Donna Goodman Green or Donna Green Goodman. I always get it mixed up, but years ago. 20 something years ago, she was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of breast cancer, and they gave her 2 to 5 years to live. And she went plant-based and wanted to do a whole entire holistic treatment. Her doctors wanted her to have chemo, radiation, and stem cell. She said no to the chemo, no to the stem cell, and she said she did radiation for about a week, but it really did not agree with her body, and so she had to stop. She went to some facility in upstate, like in North Georgia, and she said she was there for like 10 days, and they, you know, a lot of vitamin D, a lot of water therapy, and a vegan diet. And since then, I mean, 20 plus years later, she's working in the African American community, trying to teach. She and her husband work together. He's a physical therapist, and they teach people how to, you know, reverse and prevent cancer, diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, all these things. And she has all these great recipes on her website and everything. So, but she said her doctors were mad at her when she came to them and was like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. How have your doctors responded, specifically your oncologist?
Yeah, they really don't. I have a good oncologist now, but that's because I had to really pay attention to how the doctors were listening to me. So the couple of doctors I had before the one I have now did not treat me like a real person. They sort of had a God complex that I didn't like. So when you have breast cancer, you have a team. You have like a surgeon who does the operation, and then you have an oncologist who's really that follows you around and gives you the medication after the surgery and follows you and makes sure that cancer doesn't return. And then you have an oncologist for your treatment. So that person is separate. My surgeon was great. She was a Black woman. I felt it was necessary to have someone that looked like me, that can talk to me, and that I also, across the board, like, I mean, I always paid attention to the staff and how they responded to the doctors I would mention. So a lot of times I would go there, and if I mentioned the doctor and there was a little bit of like eye rolling or just like a coldness, I was like, I think I need a new doctor.
Good for you.
Yeah. But her name, the one I had, she's now at Bellevue. She was at Presbyterian, but she's now at Bellevue. Catherine Joseph, Black woman, head surgeon over there. She's working with people who really need her, you know, because Bellevue works with people low income, a lot of high risk, you know, communities. And she's doing the work, and she knows the information. But I went to her after leaving a doctor that I just really didn't feel. I was asking him questions like, what is the latest in lumpectomy? Do you use, they have a new way of surgery. They use wires, and now they actually have a new process of finding the cancer and taking it out without using the wires. The wires, you have to sit in the hospital the whole day. I forget the name of the thing. It's called a Savvy clip.
Okay.
Savvy clip is a new way with lumpectomies, so that you can have the Savvy clip put in a year earlier and then go into surgery a year later, and they go like, oh, where's that Savvy clip? Oh, there it is. You know? So
Right.
he knew about this, whereas he didn't. But when I asked him about it, he seemed to get defensive. Whenever he gets defensive, bye-bye.
Yeah.
If you can't ask your doctor questions without them getting defensive, it's just not good. I also noticed that she was, you know, Catherine Joseph, she was willing to answer all my questions. I could reach her through email, record her, because I had a problem with getting all of this information, and it's very scary. And if you don't have someone that can go in the room with you, record it. Listen to that later. And so, because you may have a problem with retaining, you know, I noticed I would ask the same question, and she had answered it like 5 minutes ago because I wasn't really listening. So this is why I knew. I was like, oh, it's so good that I'm recording. Yeah. My oncologist now, because I went to Presbyterian for everything else, is amazing. And he listens to me. This is the thing. I got a referral from a friend, and he just treated me like a human being. That's the most important. And when I said to him, because they after you do radiation, they want you to take a pill when you have a certain type of cancer. So mine is ERPR positive. HER2 negative, which is good for me because I have a higher chance of it not returning.
Mm.
But there's a way of treatment, which is they give you a pill, a hormonal therapy, and it's called tamoxifen.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women do not respond well to that treatment. And like your friend, a lot of women say, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Now, when I told him, one, I did not want to do chemo because they will throw chemo at you. He said, okay, well, let's make sure your cancer is not returning. There's a test they give you. It's called an Oncotype Test.
Mm-hmm.
That's fairly new. Some people don't know about it, but it's, as a patient, you should know about it in early stage. It'll let you know a number score, how likely it's to return. Mine was very low. So he could go, you're right, you don't have to do chemo.
Right.
That took 6 months.
Wow.
From the surgery, let's see, wait, let me make sure. July, August, September. Okay, for June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
To get to that point.
Wow.
Where they could say, okay. But that's all because I was paying attention. I was communicating with my doctor. I was recording. And I was like making it clear. And then he said, okay, you can't. Now, with the tamoxifen pill, he's not that willing to, and so he's kind of nervous. So
Mm-hmm.
modern medicine won't, their oath is they have to give you the treatment that they're trained to give you.
Yeah.
But what I like about my doctor is he's heard my fear about that pill. That pill pushes you into what's called menopause.
Mm.
And a lot of women after that pill, some women are not told that. Now, after I heard that, I was like,
wait,
okay.
Repeat that, Marina, because you froze up a little bit. You said a lot of women are told, are not told what? Repeat that.
Yeah, a lot of women are told that when they take tamoxifen, they cannot get pregnant.
Mm.
And it may take years, maybe never afterwards, in order to have children. A lot of women are not told that because the doctor's only job is to treat you.
Right.
They're not supposed to tell you everything. So I had so many friends who told me about that pill, and then I had other friends who said, listen, take the pill. It didn't do the same thing to me. I really don't want you to risk it. So this is where I'm at, right? My doctor said to me, okay, we're going to work with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want you to take the pill until the spring. I've seen a study that says a woman who didn't take that pill for 2 years, she's still fine. I go, ooh, he goes, no, I don't want you to wait 2 years. I want you to take this pill in the spring. But I'm going to let you do all your work and research until that time. That's someone who's listening to me.
Yeah.
That's a doctor who's like, and I said, well, I went to a nutritionist who told me his mother didn't do chemo and she's alive. She's 90-something years old. She never took a pill. She just had the lumpectomy and that was it. And he goes, well, we don't want to take that chance. But I'll send you to my herbalist who we've heard. No, he said, I know. I've had patients come to me. Cancer is gone. Now, I don't know a lot of doctors that would do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of doctors, you know, it's America, you know.
They're tied into the pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
They've got those relationships.
But they also, it's just America and medicine. You know, like the herbalist, he's from China.
Yeah. It's Eastern medicine.
Eastern medicine.
Yeah.
And that is necessary. Like people who believe in Eastern medicine, they're smart. You know, you have to have options. You got to look for options. So what I like about my doctor is he's integrative without realizing he's integrative.
I love that.
Yeah. So I just like the fact that he listened to me. He also gave me a referral to someone in Eastern medicine. So we're working together. And
good.
Most likely, even though he may still want me to take tamoxifen, I probably will not take tamoxifen. And he'll just have to, but you know, I can talk to him.
Yeah, that's good. You're a great patient. I love that. Well, listen, You got to come back because we have so many other things to talk about. But I'm glad that you are doing well, and I'm glad you're taking control of your health when it comes to everything. You really do have to. And where can people find you, Marina, to find out where you're performing and all of those things?
So you can find me on my website, marinafranklin.com. And I perform mostly in New York City, but on my website, you can see where I'm performing next, marinafranklin.com. You can also see my special, Single Black Female, which is available it's on all platforms, but you can, especially if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can stream it there for free. Oh. And definitely check out my podcast, Friends Like Us, which features women of color with different views on topics. And we also have once a month, we'll have a white, like a period. So, or a man, once a month, we'll have a man like a period, just once a month.
I love it. Marina, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye.